Chad, you are taking the club back and you are airing a little bit more on the steeper side where the shaft is looking inside of the ball, which is a better way to air. Now, 99% of you watching this video right now would have a shaft looking too shallow outside the ball. The reason why this is a better way to air is because the shaft has momentum, and in transition, the shaft's momentum wants to fall back down onto the original plane. You can kind of see that there, right? There are a couple things that we can still work on, but that's the idea. If we're going to air just a little bit steeper, the shaft wants to come down and shallow a little bit easier and a little bit more. Okay, now, Chad, a couple things that we can work on. I absolutely love your takeaway. You're working the club right up the plane. That is really, really good. Halfway back looks pretty solid. Now, at the top of your swing, you're essentially going to lift your hands and arms up. Okay, now your hands and arms are headed into a higher position. Your hands are over your toes instead of being a little bit deeper. The shaft is pointing a little bit too far across the line. Okay, so from this position, yes, you do a pretty good job, like I mentioned earlier, of getting the club back down onto the original plane and shallow. However, I would still want your hands to be deeper. I would still want the club shaft to be more on plane. Okay, this is going to provide you with the opportunity to get the club back down on the plane earlier and release and rotate around the arc through impact and control the face. So the one drill that I would have you do, if you were to put a couple sticks together and put the sticks over your trail shoulder like Ben Hogan's pane of glass. I know it's a pain in the butt to do, but it's really, really worth it. Ideally, at the top of your swing, your hands, arms, and club wouldn't smash the stick. Okay, ideally, your lead arm would match shoulder plane, your hands would be directly over your heels, and the shaft would be right on the plane underneath the stick. This will provide you with the opportunity, again, to beeline your hands down to the ball and shallow the club earlier back down onto the original plane instead of dropping the club on the plane a little bit later. Right? You do a pretty good job, though. This is really solid.